Welcome to Tiny Talk Bedtime Stories. I'm Rachel and I run Tiny Talk Bognor Regis and surrounding areas. I've been given Faye's permission to read you this story by Macmillan. Thank you to them. Written by Lucy Rowland and illustrated by Mark Chambers. Tonight I will be reading Pirate Pete and his smelly feet. Sit down, get comfy. Are you ready? Old Pirate Pete had the smelliest feet, the cheesiest feet on the sea. Each time he walked by, all his shipmates would cry, "What a bad stink, dearie me!" The captain and crew didn't know what to do. They liked to keep tidy and neat, for though they looked mean, they were really quite clean, and they'd all had enough of Pete's feet. They found a big tub and they gave Pete a scrub, but the water turned murky and black. It didn't take long till they noticed the pong and they realised the smell had come back. The captain said, "Crew, there's just one thing to do. It's time that old Pete walked the plank." Pete sniffled. "Farewell." Then splash in he fell, and ever so slowly he sank. The seaweed, it swirled round Pete's feet as he whirled through the sea with a swish and a swish. He turned a bit pink when his terrible stink disturbed all the poor little fish. Oh no, they look a bit worried, don't they? By the time Pete found land, he was covered in sand. He stomped through the leaves and the dirt. He squelched through some tar, and he wandered so far that even his toenails hurt. But then came a yelp. Someone calling for help. Old Pirate Pete looked around. He heard, "Help us, please," and he looked to the seas. "My friends are in trouble," he frowned. And there by the boat, which was barely afloat, were 3 hungry sharks in a row. The pirates looked pale as they clung to the sail, and the sharks circled slowly below. Old Pete scratched his head. "I must help them," he said. The pirates looked close to defeat. Just then, from the sea, came a strong pong of brie, and the captain called out, "Look, it's Pete!" Pete's feet, caked in tar, could be smelt from afar, but the pirates just shouted, "Hooray!" because the sharks took one sniff of that terrible whiff, and they turned and swam quickly away. Standing slightly upwind, the pirates all grinned. 3 cheers for Pete's foul-smelling feet. From then on, the crew and the young captain too weren't nearly so clean or so neat. And if sharks were around, then the crew could be found wafting their toes in the breeze. They'd wink at old Pete as they scrubbed head to feet with handfuls of stinky old cheese. Thank you for listening. Good night, Tiny Talkers.